What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boxing Clinic. Shout out to the LDBC, the YTBC. We working. And apparently, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. wants to come back sometime next year. And they are considering, and strongly considering, if I'm understanding, I'm going to link the article to the description, fighting Alfredo Angulo. Sorry, I butchered his name. But Angulo, good, strong junior middleweight at one point in time. Went to war with James Kirkland, fell short. Went to war against Lara till Lara gave him a hemotoe on top of his head. And then since then, he hasn't been the same puncher since fighting Canelo. I think he fought fought another guy. I can't remember his name, but at middleweight. The guy that he lost to, I think, just lost as well. On one of those Canelo cards. I think it was a Canelo Cotto card. But the last fight Angulo had was at 165. Last fight Chavez Jr. had was at 165 and a half. Can Chavez Jr. make 168? Because I think that's going to be the weight that Angulo and Chavez Jr. and, they both managed by Al Heyman will, pretty much probably agree on. Chavez Jr. said he was, he's tweeted out or said something on social media that he was fighting Anthony Darrell. Darrell said there was no truth to that, and he's fighting Dennis Douglas and Flint. For some reason, Darrell wanted to fight really, really bad in Flint, and Al Heyman made it happen. He wanted to fight Callum Smith in Flint, but Callum Smith wasn't going for it. So now Angulo is, being mentioned for Chavez. He's been at odds with Nacho. I don't know if he's mending fences with Nacho. Nacho gave him a deadline to reach or, go find another trainer. A lot of people train Chavez Jr. for the simple fact that he brings a lot of revenue to the table for trainers and coaches, or trainers or coaches. I'm not too keen or too happy about him fighting Angulo, man. I understand it's a Mexican versus Mexican fight, all-out Mexico fight. But at the end of the day, man, I don't really care to see either one of these guys fight anymore. I understand that, Angulo was one of my favorite fighters to watch. He was all action, but he's just not the same anymore. He don't have the snap. He's like Lara, and, in the other wars he had, just took it all out of him. He don't have the same punching power no more. And, it is what it is, man. But if Chavez Jr. want to fight him, this is a 99.9% slam dunk for Chavez Jr. in this fight. And, Al Heyman, is going to make sure he eats and make sure he continues to fight. And when he wants to fight, can he come in and make 168, or he going to try to change the weight since it's not for a title? That's what I fear for Angulo. But Angulo is looking for another title, looking for another, payday, another chance to prove himself. But I just think it's over with for him, man. I think it's over with for both of these fighters. Neither one of these guys is going to be world champion again. And, I don't even think Angulo was ever world champion. We'll be world champion or never be world champion again. But, I enjoy watching Angulo fight in this peak. It seemed like that Lara punch, man, where they was trying to claim that Lara gloved him, used his thumb, which the thumbs are now snatched onto the gloves, not like they used to be. That was the reason. I think Lara just landed the money shot. He dropped Lara a couple times in that fight as well. And that was kind of like the glory moment of his career right there. He was done after that. And Chavez Jr., man, after that pitiful, pathetic performance that he put up against Canelo Alvarez, why would anybody or any Mexican want to see this pathetic excuse for a fighter to continue to fight? Should we, give him our viewership? After quitting versus Fine Forward, not taking his craft seriously. And you see Chris Eubanks Jr., son of Chris Eubanks Sr., who was, had the same silver spoon in his mouth, could have went different avenues. And he takes the sport serious. Like Chavez Jr. is like the anti-Chris Eubanks Jr. Chris Eubanks Jr., he makes his father proud. He tries, he trains hard, he can fight. Chavez Jr. can fight, but he don't train hard, he don't try. He's tarnishing his legacy, his father's legacy, and he's his father's most talented son. He's a very talented fighter. He's just, lazy, and, it is what it is, man. This is a fight that I'm not too happy to see happening, but it is what it is. Chavez Jr. got to try to bounce back. I don't see him having no future at 168 or 175, but being a stepping stone, and, it is what it is. But it's the Boxing Clinic. We gone.